I was just like, blah, 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 this is a really short period of time. Like, I get it. Okay, but it's 11 o'clock. So I know. My name is Grace Nagel. I work for the Department of Veterans Affairs and the Safety and Emergency Preparedness Team. I am with the Central Office Wellness Committee and the Agency Wellness Committee. So I want to introduce Pamela Leno, and she is going to be talking to us about hypnotherapy. So take it away, Pam.
Awesome. Well, welcome all of you. I can't see your faces, so I hope that you're feeling good today and really looking forward to getting some new information. So I am a hypnotherapist. I've been doing this now in Olympia for about 11 years. And we started actually as a weight loss clinic, a medical weight loss clinic with Dr. Nooney. And the interesting thing about weight loss is that it all revolves around how you decide to eat, but it makes even more difference if your mindset is in a good place. And so it's super, super important to understand that the thoughts that you think actually create a physical and an emotional response in your body. Now, if you have no control over those thoughts and your mind is racing all the time, which I hear a lot, anxiety, stress, COVID, all the things that have taken place for us in the last, few years has really impacted our ability to kind of decipher how we want to filter what we're thinking to ourselves and how we want to manage our lives. So hypnotherapy is a wonderful instrument. It's been recognized by the medical industry since 1958, so it's been around for a really long time, but it actually originated in the 1800s in the UK, United Kingdoms. And it has just become even more realistic when people begin now to be able to decipher how the brain waves work and how the science is involved in what we do as well. So it is a very scientific and procedural part of therapy. So just I'm going to explain it kind of quickly so that it makes it really easy for you to understand what it means. So hypnotherapy, we have 3 levels of our minds. We have a conscious mind, a subconscious mind, and an unconscious mind, okay? So the conscious mind, and everyone knows what a computer is. So a conscious mind is kind of like the monitor of your computer. It can handle 5 to 9 bits of information, and it cannot do anything on its own. However, it has a protective factor. And that protective factor is to keep your computer alive. So if something goes haywire or you have too many things going on, it will literally stall, right, and keep you stuck in that frame without being able to change anything. That's your conscious mind. Now, your conscious mind's job is to keep you alive. So if you want to quit smoking, if you want to lose weight, if you want to decrease your anxiety, if you want to sleep better, the conscious mind will go, well, hey, you're alive. So I'm sorry, I can't really help you here. And that's about all it can do. Okay, it's entranced in all of your different senses. So your hearing, your smell, your sight, your feeling, all of that kind of thing is relative to your conscious mind. So it's like looking at your computer screen right now. Nothing's going to change there until somebody pushes buttons and makes something happen, right? Okay. The second part of your mind is your subconscious mind. That is relative to the hardwiring of your computer. So this is the whole part of how your computer runs. Every program that was ever downloaded onto your hard drive is there. Every thought that you've thought, everything that you've said, every feeling that you've had, everything that you've heard is recorded on your hard drive, and it has an infinite amount of storage. So let's just say, you were born, okay, or conceived, even from conception, the record button is hit. So everything that you have ever decided about yourself, a thought that you've thought, a feeling that you've gotten, something somebody said that was recorded as a negativity onto your hard drive is still there. And it's kind of crazy because each of those programs, just as your computer, if it has a virus or if it needs to be changed, can't on its own. Okay, the only way we can do that is by bypassing that critical factor and getting into the hard drive of your subconscious mind and finding those programs, those erroneous thoughts, those erroneous beliefs, the things that you say about yourself that are not true. We have to find those. And what we can do in hypnosis is actually defrag them. So in a sense, we're going to go into your hard drive of your subconscious mind and find whatever programs were installed there. And you may not even remember that they're there. That's the thing. To understand how those programs are affecting what is happening in your life today. They reflect all the way up, a domino effect, to what is taking place in your life today. So it's really important to have a clear conception of how those programs are running, first of all, just like your computer. Let's say you have an old version of something that you've been running on your computer and it's not working anymore. Unless you go in and change that program, it is still running in the background of the hard drive of your computer. Same thing with your subconscious mind. So in hypnosis, we can bypass the critical factor of the conscious mind, that part of you that is, this was painful to begin with. I never want to see it again. There was fear based here. I don't want to deal with it. Those are still programs that are running, and it exhausts you. It takes a lot of energy from you in the process of you continuing to have those programs running in the background. Just as it takes, memory from your computer, right? So in hypnosis, we can go into that hard drive, find those programs. We're not going to forget anything that took place, and you'll never do anything in hypnosis you don't want to do. That is not a mind control, believe me. I wish I could do that. I would be much richer than I am now. But anyway, it is an ability for me to work with you as your coach to help find those things with a lot of conversation, a lot of determination. And it's not a magic wand either. It is something that takes practice and effort on your part too, but we can certainly help you to find whatever those things are that are causing you to have the situations that are going on in your life now that you're not so happy with. Okay. That being said, when you can look at this as a process, there is, like anything else, a process to downloading a new version of Word onto your computer, downloading a new version of whatever it is, and all the apps and assorted things that are available for us today with our computer. Well, the same thing is available for your subconscious mind too. So when we can find those programs that are really not functioning well for you in the background of your subconscious mind and fix them per se, we then free up space. So now you have new space on your hard drive of your subconscious mind to install new programs. Now, these are the benefits. These are the things you want to achieve. These are the goals that you're struggling to get to. This is the weight loss that you haven't been able to achieve. This is the better sleep that's not coming to you. This is the reduction of even anxiety and addictions. A lot of addictions I work with here. So this is putting new programs onto your subconscious mind then that now is new wiring your mind to follow. Now, here's something to keep in mind. I work a lot with the rules of the mind from Marissa Peers from UK, and this is a really, really valuable and important piece to understand that your mind is hardwired to return to its old behaviors unless there is new hardwiring laid down. Okay, the only way to lay hardwiring down that is new and is important, that is going to help you to follow your dreams, to do the things you want to do in your life, to have more motivation, to have more energy, to eat less food less often. All of these things are contained in new wiring that has to be installed. The only way to install that is to bypass that conscious mind, get into the hard drive, and install new programs just like your computer. Okay. So that's really easy when you're in a state of hypnosis because we have that ability to reach that subconscious mind. The third part of this equation is the unconscious mind. And the unconscious mind is what digests your food. It grows your hair. It feels your skin. It does all those kind of things. And in my practice, I relate that to a spiritual practice. Now, keep in mind, that's not a religious practice. It is a spiritual practice. So whatever you consider to be something that is bigger and stronger and higher than you, your creator, I don't care what it is, you don't need to name it for me, you name it for yourself. We begin to create a relationship with this because that enables you to understand that you have the power within you, your energy, to make these changes in your life simply and easily by following a particular procedure. Now, it's easy for you to get in contact with me, and I want to make sure I leave questions. I'm not sure how much time I have. Can somebody alert me to that, please?
You have about 7 more minutes. You're doing great.
Awesome. Thank you. So if you want to go to my website, it's just pamleno.com. Super easy. I wrote a book in 2021 that has a lot of information in it. It's actually based on being a weight loss book, but there is so much more in that book, and it's free on my website. So go to pamleno.com. You can download the ebook for free. There's also some free information for you there too. There's a very simple 12-minute relaxation hypnosis recording that helps you to let go of the stress of the day, which is really helpful just before you go to bed. Thank you I see that now that you're putting the link in there. Okay. And also there's some other free stuff there too. So if you go to the tab that says courses, you can see that there's some webinars that I've done. One of them is on food cravings. The other one is on reducing stress. Those are all free to you because I think it's really important that when you begin to understand how powerful our minds actually are and employ the mind in your lifestyle, things can get so much easier, so much faster. So why would you not do that, right? So just in a nutshell, this is kind of a big piece of a little bit of information that I can give you in the time that we have today. But I'm just going to run through the thoughts that we have, the actual rules of our mind. So the very first one is every thought that you think Every word you say is a blueprint that your mind, your body, and your psyche work to make real. So here's a very simple practice. I want you just to think something in your mind that you don't like about yourself. We all have those, right? My butt's too big, my eyes aren't wide enough, my hair's not long enough, whatever it is. So I want you just to think that thought to yourself and notice how your body responds in a physical feeling. It doesn't feel good, does it? No, not at all. So there is actually an emotional and a physical response to that thought. Now, I want you to think of a thought about yourself that you really like. I have nice toenails. I don't know, whatever it is for you. Just think a thought that feels good to you. Maybe there's some love in there. Maybe there's some joy in there. And notice how different you feel on a physical aspect. So one of the things I really work with people when I'm having them as a client is training their mind to begin to shift those negative thoughts to things that actually feel better, because that allows your body to heal. Scientifically, there is a molecular structure change based on those thoughts. This is so interesting to me, but truly, it's a thought that changes how your cells respond. So if you're thinking something negative about yourself, or even negative in the world, listening to the news today is not my favorite joy, but there's things that take place for you. So in that process, the thoughts that you think are creating a structural change in your cells at a molecular level. I mean, how cool is that? So if you're thinking something bad about yourself or something negative, or you're hitting yourself with the news and all the negativity all the time, what happens? Your cells slow down. They begin to slow in vibration. We are vibrational beings. So the cells slow down. Your immune system actually becomes compromised. It's incredible. And then if you think something positive and can shift that thought by using your own mind, by using your own structures and things that I will teach you, you can change the cell structure quickly. They can become more rapidly vibrational. That means your structure of the cell is stronger. That means your immune system is stronger. So all of those things are really something that can be super important and help you to gain better health, both mentally, physically, and what I think spiritually as well. Okay, I'm going to stop there because I see that there's some questions coming up. Can someone read those to me and I'll respond?
Yeah, so one of them, first one is, are there people who cannot be hypnotized, and why is that?
I've never ran into one. So I've been doing this for quite some time. The only reason someone wouldn't be hypnotized is they are resistant and don't want to be, because you will never do anything in hypnosis that you don't want to do. But chances are, if you're coming to see me to begin with, you're looking hopefully for some kind of a result, some kind of response to what you want. Does that make sense?
Next question. Do you have any recommendations on any supplements that can help control or manage stress or cortisol levels?
Yes, absolutely. One of the things we have here in our clinic, because I work with, well, my business is Ideal Wellness Northwest, and hypnotherapy came after I started working with people for weight loss significantly and realized we needed something more. We have a whole line of supplements here that are designed for health supplementation. I have a registered dietitian that specializes in supplementation, and to see if your body is even absorbing what you're taking, we can take care of all of that here too.
Will this help reduce trauma-induced inflammation?
Yeah. Absolutely. Remember, the body responds to every thought you think and every picture that you create in your mind. So if you are getting the help that you need to resolve the trauma that was there to begin with that is causing inflammation, it absolutely helps. I've worked with a lot of people who have no diagnosis for the pain that they have. Usually those are coming from a stress-reduced or stress-induced trauma that took place even earlier in their lives that they don't realize has been stored. It's called chronic stress is what it is. And it's a result of cortisol being continually supplied into the bloodstream. The mind thinks that that's normal, and so it begins to create pain because it's a dis-ease within the physical body. So yes, it can absolutely help with that too.
I missed one. Can insurance be billed for this?
Unfortunately not. Oftentimes, you can use your health savings account for hypnotherapy. You can check with your insurance company. It has to be a diagnosis from a physician, and then you can ask for a reimbursement. I cannot bill insurance.
Is there an accreditation and organization to find a good hypnotherapist?
Yeah, there's lots of them. The National Guild of Hypnotherapy, I'm accredited with them. I'm actually a board certified hypnotherapist. So I've gone through a lot of training and a lot of testing to make sure I can carry that. There is also Psychology Today has a list of hypnotherapists in the area as well that have been accredited. You need to make sure that they are, though, because there is a lot of stuff that's out there that's not. I carry 3 different certifications to be able to really customize my systems for people to be able to get the best results for them that I possibly can. But the National Guild of Hypnotherapists does run a really tight ship. They make sure that their people are licensed or certified, that they have the insurance that they need to have, and you cannot be part of that guild unless you've done those things.
And then how does hypnotherapy compare to EMDR?
That's interesting. Excuse me.
Just a second, can I pause real quick?
Yeah.
This is technically the end. You can stay as long as you want, like as long as you can stay and as long as people are still asking questions, go ahead. I just need to make the announcement that the next breakout session is at 11:20, and that is Washington State DCP, including Roth. So that's at 11:20, but you can keep talking.
All right, I'll just answer that question, and then I'll just let you guys know that I am going to be at the live event next week. So if you have additional things you'd like to come and talk to me about, I'd be more than happy to spend some time with you there. So EMDR is kind of a new technology. It is kind of a neuro-linguistic program, part of what hypnosis can be, but it's done in a whole different manner. There isn't the ability to access the subconscious mind. I have seen it work for some people, but I've also seen it work temporarily. So the nice thing about hypnotherapy is you are literally changing the programs that are already on your hard drive. So if you can change those things, it's a permanent change. The thing is too, though, it's not without effort. So I do a lot of teaching of self-hypnosis. In fact, every client that is willing to want to learn that, I teach it to them, because then they can leave here with tools that they can continue to use for the rest of their lives. And that's the important part. It's like anything you learn. If you learn to drive a car, for instance, right? The first time you drove a car, you were very focused. You did not pay attention to anything else. Now you can drive from point A to point B, and you might forget to even take your exit or remember if you stopped at the last stop sign or not, because you have programmed that mind over and over and over again to repeat the same things, because the mind learns from repetition. That's the same thing with hypnosis and practicing your self-hypnosis, and anything else that I would be teaching you is to continue to practice it. And I will say the people who come to me and do the 100% of what I'm asking them to do, just like any other practitioner, if they're, if you don't follow the medication list that they give you to cure whatever it is you have, it's not going to work. So the same thing happens here, but we're working with a much larger computer to where we can really start to heal our own bodies by using the power of our own minds. So I hope that helps you guys all out, and I will be there next week at the live event. So if you have any more questions, please come see me.
Thank you so much, Pamela. This is really informative. You packed in so much information into 15 or 17 minutes. So thank you so much. The event is at Central Office at the Liquor and Cannabis Board from 10 to 2 on Wednesday. All right.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
See you then. Bye-bye.